and I have been talking about this. We want to hear some of the follow-up calls as well. That first initial call, I think that you guys are all getting really good. I've seen you show up in big ways. We've seen growth. Now I want to hear, what does that follow-up call sound like? Because that's one thing that we have not heard. So hopefully everyone's ready. We got 2 more people in the waiting room. Let me go ahead and let them in. Admit all. Okay, perfect. John, how you doing? Long time no see. Oh, okay. All right. Whatever that was. What's up, Joey? Joey in the house. Peter, what's happening, man? How you doing?
What's up, guys?
Young PD. Oh, I need a morning shot.
What's up, Dewey? All right, so let's go ahead and get cracking this morning. So good morning, welcome you guys. Like we said, we're going to put a couple people on the spot that have never done this. That way we can hear, watch you guys, you know, put you on the spot for a minute, and then do our normal, you know, polishing points. And then after that, we're gonna do a couple follow-up calls. So John, before we get started, anything you want to share, give to the team before we get cracking?
John, you're on mute.
You're on mute that whole time.
Sorry, I was on the phone when I jumped on. I'm going to drop a link in the chat and I'll post it in Slack somewhere. But if you eventually want to be on the Zillow Flex team, there is a step that we need to do to like get some paperwork in with Zillow. So it's good to have it done. You know, even if you're a month away from being on Flex, then that way when, you know, if we do need to flip you on to the team, you have that step already completed because it takes a couple days. So I'm going to drop that into the chat in a minute and then I'll post it in Slack. But just follow that link when you get a chance. So you're going to be eligible for Flex when it is time.
All right. So love this. A couple people have not gone, right, John? So it's Cynthia, Miles, Joey, Dan, and I think that's it, right? Everyone else has gone a round or two.
I think so, yeah.
I
Okay.
haven't gone yet.
Who was that? Sorry.
Tori.
As well. Okay, cool. All right. So
I was here to be a fly on the wall, but I'm down to do an audition. I've watched them, so I don't know.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, since Cynthia spoke up, we'll just have Cynthia go first. I love this. Thank you for volunteering. So thank you. We love this, getting outside of your comfort zone. So John's going to be Zillow. I'm going to be the client. We're going to do a direct connect call. You've watched enough tape, and that's the beauty of this, is that everything is recorded. You guys can go back and watch tape. So let's just run through this. So on 3, John, are you ready? Cynthia, are you ready? All right, 3, 2, 1, let's roll.
All right, Cynthia, ring, ring.
Hello, this is Cynthia.
Hi, Cynthia. This is John from Zillow. I have Elias on the line. He'd like to see 123 Main Street in Oakland. Can I connect you?
Sure can.
Here you go. Ding.
Hello.
Hey, Elias, this is Cynthia Peterson with Team Fast.
Hi.
Hey there. I hear you want to see 123 Main Street in Oakland?
I do.
Okay, fantastic. What's a good day and time for you?
I'd like to see it today if possible, if not tomorrow.
Today? Okay, what time in the day works best?
I'm available after 5 to 8.
After 5 to 8. Okay, got it. And I'm going to check in with the sellers and see what time they've got availability. And you said tomorrow possibly as well, right?
Correct. Same time.
Same time, 5 to 8. Okay, great. I'm going to check in with the seller and see what time works for them. And then I'll give you a call back in about an hour to confirm the appointment. Sound good?
It sounds really good. And then Cynthia, just just so I know, is that going to be competitive? I heard Maxwell Park is really competitive. Is that going to be a competitive home?
Oh, Elias, I can tell you've been doing your research. Awesome. You know what? Once we get into the property and check it out, I'll be able to give you a ton more information about it, and specifically about Maxwell Park too. But let's get into the house first, see if you like it, and then we'll go from there. Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a great plan.
Awesome, Elias. I'll talk to you in about an hour then.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Talk to you soon.
Love it. Like Cynthia, for the very first time hopping on this Zillow Flex call, you're the very first time doing this and running through it. Obviously you have some experience and you've done this before, but I thought that was really smooth. The only thing that I would add in there is them going to see more homes while they're in that area with you, right? So while I have you, Cynthia, I want to make the best use of your time. Let's go check out a few other homes that fit that similar criteria. Just make the best use of your time. So carve out an extra hour. That way we can go check those homes out. But overall, Cynthia, man, that was solid. That was a solid call. And I don't know if you guys hear it, the tone. We talk about tone all the time. When it was literally like, Jackie, that's what I felt. Hi, how are you? I'm well. How are you? Right? It's like, I just felt like you welcomed me in and you're like, come on in. This is my store. How are you? Nice to see you. Nice coat. I just felt like instant rapport, but that's just me. John, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, that was great. I mean, that's a perfect example of why we need to start practicing like the follow-up calls, because clearly like you've got that part down. I mean, and the team kind of knows what we're expecting from these first calls, because you focused on the appointment, you didn't say listing agent, you deflected the question about, is this going to go way over really well? So I mean, I don't have a whole lot, and yeah, so perfect example of why we need to do the follow-up calls, to hear how people explain the peds and learn a little more about motivation, because that was pretty much, pretty textbook.
Right.
Good job, Cynthia.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just here to watch. I don't know, but I'll go ahead and just.
I haven't caught a football in a long time, but go ahead and throw it to me.
Sure.
Go ahead and throw it to me, and I'll take it one-handed catch and run it.
Right. All right, Kenny, what's your thoughts?
I say great job, Cynthia. I sent her the stuff like at 10 p.m. last night. She asked me about leads. It's like, hey, you probably have to wait a month, but happy to have you on the call. And I guess she knocked out the park. Only thing I would comment on is pick up the call. I wouldn't say team fast, or say team fast at EXP Realty, because then team fast doesn't resonate, or they might not know what that is. So make sure you say either Fast Real Estate or EXP Realty, just to clarify that you're a realtor.
Oh yeah,
Thank
that
you,
see,
guys.
there is a polishing point. And I like when people say, this is Cynthia with the EXP Realty, we're a Zillow Premier partner. I think that's like the ideal intro.
Yep. But overall, really good stuff. All right, who else has not gone? Tori. All right, Tori, you ready? Tori, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. So 3, 2, 1, go ahead, John.
Okay, Tori, ring.
Hello.
Hello, this is John with Zillow. I have Elias on the line. He'd like to see 123 Main Street in Oakland. Can I connect you?
Absolutely.
Okay, here you go. Ding.
Hello.
Hi, Elias. This is Tori calling. I'm sorry. This is Tori with Zillow Premier. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Great. I hear that you're interested in 123 Main Street
Yes.
in Oakland. Is that right?
Correct.
Awesome. So what's your availability?
I'm available today after 3 and tomorrow after 3.
Today to 3 and after tomorrow at 3. Okay, great. Let me go ahead and talk to the seller, and I'll get back to you and confirm with you the time. And while we're at it, let's carve out another hour so that we can see some other properties in the area. I'll go ahead and send you some more information, and you can go ahead and highlight the homes that you are interested in.
Okay.
Okay, great. So I will give you a call back when I confirm with the seller on the time.
So I want to ask you a quick question, Tori. Do you know if that part of Oakland, the Laurel, do you know if that's a really competitive area? Because, we just hear from our friends that are looking as well.
Good question. I can tell you've been doing your homework. I will find out some more research for you. I'll see what's going on, and I will let you know when we get to the property, see how you like the property, and then I'll find out some more information for you. Does that sound good?
That sounds good.
Great. Looking forward to connecting with you, and I'll give you a call back shortly.
Okay. Tori, we're going to start this whole conversation over. And
Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied in the beginning.
Listen, I want you to shake it off, and I want you to do this.
Okay.
Everything that you said sounded just like this. I felt like it was contrived, and I felt like you were not happy to speak to me.
I'm sorry. I have a little bit of a cold, and I wasn't feeling too well. I'm on it now, though. No
Correct.
excuse.
I want you to turn it up. I want you to smile. Right.
Okay.
And I want you to be inviting with your words. Let's run this back one more time. 3, 2,
Gotcha.
1. Let's go, John.
All right, Tori, ring.
Hello.
Hello, this is John with Zillow. I have Elias on the line. He'd like to see 123 Main Street in Oakland. Can I connect you?
Absolutely.
Okay, here you go. Ding.
Hello.
Hi, Elias. This is Tori.
Hi.
Hi, how can I help you? I hear you're interested in 123 Main Street in Oakland.
Yes.
Awesome. So what are some great times for you today and tomorrow?
Yeah, today and tomorrow work perfect. I could see it after 3 either day.
Okay, perfect. What I'll do is I will contact the seller and I
Mhm.
will let you know what works for them.
Okay.
And while we're at it, let's go ahead and check out some more properties in the area. We'll carve out another hour of your time and make the best use of our time.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll send you some over. You can highlight the properties that you like the best.
Okay, cool. And then do you feel like this part of Maxwell Park is going to be super competitive?
Good question. Let me do some more research and I'll find out more information for you. And when we get to the property, we can go over it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, great connecting with you. I'll give you a call back shortly.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So good stuff, Tori. And I know I pushed you a little bit on this one because
No worries.
I wanted to hear it again because I think you have the script down. The script's down. Well, now the challenge for you is making that script sound like it is not a script at all, right?
Okay.
Hey, hi,
Yeah.
Elias. Hey, hi. Yeah, this is Tori. I'm a Zillow Premier Partner with EXP Realty. I understand that you want to see 123 Main Street, right? There's this level of excitement that can be heard on the phone when you are smiling, right? And you give it life and you're adding your own personality. That's what it's like. I don't want to say, so what matters first? Single most important. What are the other things that are important to you? Let me fill in the gaps with quick wins, right? I don't want it to sound like that. You have the script down, so thank you for doing the work behind the scenes and practicing. Now,
Yeah.
how do I take my role in this movie and make it my Emmy performance, right? That's how you have to say, I got to take these words and I have to bring it to life. So I think that's the challenge for you. But overall, from a scripting and fundamental and mechanics, spot on, Johnny boy.
Yeah, and thanks for stepping up. And it's it's a tough environment with everyone looking at you. But I think, like Elias said, you clearly have the script, and I think in a more natural setting, it would come across more natural. And you don't have 20 people staring at you, and you're trying to like meet criteria. But you've got the script down. I think with your tone, not just sounding a little more like like energetic and inviting, but and especially in the first call, when you sounded the way you like ending on up like you're asking a question can come across like two ways. It can come across like you're just trying to confirm that they want to see 123 Main Street, or you're not even sure that that's why they're calling and you hope that's why they're calling, like you want to see 123 Main Street, like and I think the way that you deliver it sounds a little like unsure that that's why they're calling. So try to come from a tone that you assume like that they want to see 123 Main Street, whereas like the way that your tone came across in that was like it was like you were a little bit unsure, maybe confused.
I learned that in marketing class, but I'll take that away. It was always like in with the high note and with they point that out, the question.
Yeah, and I think that
psychological, but I won't do that.
I think it can be done. It can be done in a way that is like conveys confidence. There's just something about it that just made it sound like you were a little bit unsure, but it's a little nitpicky thing. And then when he asked if the market was good, you did a good job with the like good question, or you've been doing your research. I just think when you say I'm gonna do more research, just I like to hear like I'm gonna do more research on that specific property, because then to them it makes them realize like, okay, yeah, like it's a specific property, everything's a little different, she needs to change. Like when you say I'm gonna do more research and get back to you, that comes off to me as a little bit more of just like generic
or general. Okay.
Yeah, but overall, like great job stepping up, and you've got the script down, and that's the big part of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, the first time around, I thought this again, like Elias had pointed out, that the script is there, but there was no pauses, so it felt kind of unnatural. You didn't feel like you're reading, but it just didn't have a natural flow to it. The second time with the tonnage, you watched the prior edition videos, we mentioned it a couple of times. When you have an upward tone, it's just like questioning. It's like nice. But here, like we're trying to be assertive and be in control of like, hey, let me book your appointment. Great, happy to help. And if you're unsure, like you also repeat and reaffirm, which always helps too, or like repeat what they said and can comment on it and move on. That way, at least you're acknowledging what they're saying. So overall, good. It just I could tell you have probably some skills and business skill set. You just have to like tweak the script a little bit to adjust specifically to these leads. For some of you newer people on the call, the way we work Zillow Flex leads is way different than the Zillow Nurture lead, than the Redfin lead, than whatever lead, than the like random phone call. This one is a really set way of doing it where you're trying to be in control and move it forward. You versus trying to be, hey, I love the help. Like, what can I do? Like, no, they come in, they have a go. It's like Uber. Like, we have an Uber ride. Like, how often do you want them to start a conversation with you right away? So just think about that. This is more like Uber. If they press a button, they want what they want. And then next call, you can completely change your tone and have like however you want to do on that one.
Okay,
Good stuff. Good stuff.
thank you.
Let's go to Dan. Dan, are you ready?
What do you need?
Dan, are you ready? Okay, we're gonna move on. Steve, are you ready?
Yeah, I already went though.
Okay, and Steve, can you turn your mic up a little bit?
I think this is like the best I could go. I could
All
try
right,
to speak louder.
That's better, right there. All right, cool.
Okay.
So, on 3, 2, 1, cue John.
All right, Steve, ring, ring.
Hey there, this is Steve.
Hey, Steve, this is John from Zillow. I have Elias on the line. He'd like to see 123 Main Street in Oakland. Can I connect you?
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay, here you go. Ding.
Hello.
Hey Elias, how are you doing today? This is Steve with EXP Realty.
Hi. How are you?
Good. So I understand you're looking at, or you're interested at looking at 123 Main Street.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, great. So what are some good times for you to check that out?
So I can see it today or tomorrow after 3.
Okay, today or tomorrow after 3. Let me get back with the seller, or let me reach out to the seller and see if those times work for you, work for us. And then I could contact you in about an hour. Does text or a phone call work for you?
Text works perfect for me.
Okay, awesome. And while we're there, let me just have us carve out another extra hour so we could check out more properties that are kind of similar, just so you can kind of get a better idea of the market.
Okay.
Awesome. And is there any other questions that you have for me while we're just on the line?
Yeah, so I had a question. Do you think that this part of Maxwell Park is going to be super, super competitive? Because we're hearing that it is. Like, are we going to have to pay $150,000 over for Maxwell Park?
Right, right. Yeah, that's a pretty good question. So I definitely see that you've been doing some research. I'm gonna do some more homework on myself on this specific property, and then just once we're there, we could kind of go over it in person. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, great. So yeah, I'm gonna check back in with the seller, and like I said, I'll call you back or text and call you back maybe about an hour. So hopefully we'll speak to each other soon and see each other at the property.
Okay, Steve.
Okay, great. See you soon. Bye.
Good stuff. All right, hey man, Steve, really good try. I really good stuff. This is the first time you've ever done this. So I purposely sped up my tone because Steve, if you've ever met Steve and you hear Steve, he's a very laid back dude in his demeanor and his flow and his tempo of his words. And so I made sure to speed up a little bit to see if he could kind of keep that pace. And I think that he did a really good job. So 2 things here. When I had asked you about the market, your answer, it starts to feel like you're not as confident about answering that because you threw in words like kind of, and then when you were booking the appointment, there was another time where you said kind of, and it kind of fell off. So I want you to be really, really confident and use concise words. Like if we're throwing in words like kind of and probably and possibly, I say this all the time, get rid of those words, remove them from your vernacular. Here's what we're going to do. This is how it's going to happen, and be super clear, cut, and decisive. So overall, good job. A few polishing points though. Johnny boy.
But sorry, I totally kind of missed most of that call because my daughter's jumped in. She needed tech help with school. So
It's
I
okay.
apologize, Steve.
I understand. You know, trials and tribulations of homeschooling, right, Kenny?
I posted something about, I can't find the article, it was in training, I need to bring it back, but assertive words. Because then you're a really laid back guy, Steve. And then so it's not a natural salesperson personality, but I brought it up a couple of times. Like, so Mark Otis and Wes on our team is also kind of chill, but if you can use the right words, you can be a really powerful salesperson. During your call, it just didn't have the higher tone of assertiveness. And also like you repeated a couple of different things there, but in different words, kind of got lost there. So it wasn't like a straight shot. But so I think it just, you know, the overall script was there, but I could use a lot of fine tuning.
Yeah, definitely got it.
Yep. All right. So let's do this. I want to shift gears. I want to go into the follow-up call, and I want to go through 3 follow-up calls right now because this is one thing that we have not heard yet. And so I'm going to put Peter on the spot. So Peter, you've already known that we're doing 123 Main Street. You let me know that you're going to give me a call back in about 30 minutes with confirmation from the seller. So this is the call where you're explaining what happens next. And so I want to hear what that sounds like when you're doing that follow-up call. First call was ALM. Second phone call is confirming and wrapping everything up and explaining what the PED is and so on and so forth. So we haven't gone through this, so it's going to be cool to hear. So John, are you ready?
So yeah, I mean, Peter, you're going to be calling Elias on this one, so I don't need to do the role play introduction.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So first call, the whole introduction is ALM, and really like A and L, or where you get a little M on the first call, but most people were kind of leaving that to the second call. So yeah, learning a little bit more about the buyer and explaining the PED, I think are some of the key things we want to hear on this. So Peter, I'll let you ring Elias.
Cool. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Elias, it's Peter again. How are you?
Good, Peter.
I was able to, Peter Lee with EXP. We spoke about 30 minutes earlier about the 123 Main Street.
Yep. What's up, Peter?
So I was able to lock down that appointment tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Oh, okay, cool. Very cool.
Cool. So what's going to happen next is I'm going to send over a PED form. It's basically a COVID protocol form. It ensures that we follow the protocols and make sure that we are wearing gloves, sanitize things, and just keep a record of who's entering and leaving the home.
Okay.
And then it's just a quick signature. You can read it over. If you have any questions, just let me know and I can help answer it.
Okay.
But other than that, I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, Elias.
Good. Sounds good. All right, cool. So are we seeing other properties?
Yes.
You know, I want to know that. Letting me know that you're going to send me a calendar invite. Letting me know if you're not doing a cloud CMA that, hey, I'm going to send you the home details, pictures, and you know, all the information about the homes that we're going to see tomorrow. I'm going to shoot that over to you with the calendar invite. But I'm looking forward to seeing you at 123 Main Street tomorrow. And just so I have an understanding, who else is coming, right? Because if he's bringing someone else in the family, we don't know that yet. So now you're just basing it off of me, not knowing if Jen or anyone else is coming with me. So I think there's a little bit more discovery there. That's where the M comes in, right? That's where a little bit of the motivation to see, well, who else is coming with you? Who else is going to be living in the house? Perfect. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to prep the PED. I think you explained the PED very well, and letting them know that on that PED, you're going to see 123 Main Street, 1234, and 125. We're going to see all those because they're in close proximity to the one. So I loved it. I think there was just some key components. John.
Yeah, I think it was good. It was a little too concise. I think like we're trying to get through those first calls like quick and hit some of the main points. You can get a little bit more of the motivation, like Elias was saying, but like tone and confidence wise, like, you know, other than like explaining yourself in the intro, you know, that was missing a little bit. But I personally think the PED can be explained even like quicker. I don't think you need to like, and theoretically they're going to read the form too. But you know, you got through it pretty quick. I don't make my clients wear gloves. I don't know if we still technically are supposed to be doing that, but I think that like you can explain the COVID form, but also what was missing from the PED part is who else is, Elias said this, but who else is going with you? But yeah, I think the main thing is just get a little bit more of the motivation.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, why don't we do this? Why don't I go real quick to see, just to kind of give you an idea of, you know, hopefully I don't blow myself up. Just to give you
let me finish commenting on Peter and go right. So overall, I think the call went really well. Had Elias and John not been on the call, I like how these follow calls are way different. Because the first one we could critique how you and what you say incorrectly. Here, like if Elias and John didn't even fill in, you guys wouldn't even known. I honestly like, if I didn't think too hard, I would thought that was a great call. But I like that you have emphasized like this is what I like that you said. We'll lock it down. This is what I'll do for you. That you're controlling the situation and then showing also showing what you're doing. And I think an agent shows its value, or at least the perceived value, if you're constantly repeating and showing what you're going to do. I'm going to do this for you. Eric Kang's really good on that. I'm gonna send you a video next. I'm gonna send you a calendar invite. So those are things you guys actually should do with the calendar, because then buyers no show sometimes just because they forget. You don't want to drive an hour to Martinez somewhere from Oakland and all of a sudden, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, that's why you want to use, and if you couldn't use Mixmax too, kind of has that little yes feature. So explain what you're going to do is really important. And then, yeah, with the gloves thing, it's kind of weird too, because I don't personally make my clients wear gloves. And you show up with gloves and you show up with no gloves, they show up with gloves and they think you probably screwed up. So something to think about too. And then with the P form, just, you know, explain it a little more thoroughly. So that's it for me.
Yeah, and I love that advice. And you guys are really getting good at like setting clear expectations. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call you back. This is what we're going to do. Or we can calendar invite, meet you. Like setting the tone and letting them know exactly what's going to happen.
Well, one more thing. So this also helps you become a better agent and deal maker. Future casting. So my coach always teaches me future casting. This is what I'm doing for you. This is what's going to happen. You know, when we get in contract, then we have the EMD, and then in 7 days, I'm going to call you. Your lender will do this, and then this happens and this happens. So whenever you can, with anything that you do with buyers and sellers, always tell them what's going to happen next. So because people, when you tell them 10 things at once, you know, this is a foreign language to them, right? So it's like your mechanic talking to you. Well, I got to do this and this and this. Like, all right, just do it.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, John. So let's run through this.
All right, Elias. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Elias, this is John with EXP Realty. We talked earlier about your request from Zillow to see 123 Main Street in Oakland.
Oh, what's up, man?
What's going on? So I was able to lock down the appointment for 1:30 tomorrow. I just need a little bit more information to finalize everything.
Cool.
So under some of these new COVID restrictions, there can only be 2 people touring the property. Is it going to be just you or is someone coming with you?
Yeah, it will be me and my lady.
Okay, perfect. If you could do me a favor when we get off this call and just text me her full name and email, I'm going to be sending over a form. It's called it's a coronavirus entry form. Basically just saying that we haven't been exposed to the virus, that we're going to use caution when we're touring the property, and that we understand the risk of being out there. If you have any questions about it, once you see it, just let me know.
Okay. All right, cool.
Okay, cool. And just so I can prepare myself, kind of where are you at in the home buying journey? Like, is this the first home you'll be touring?
Yeah, this is the first time.
Okay, sweet. Where do you live now?
I live in Oakland.
And you're just renting right now, or do you have a place you need to sell?
No, we're just renting.
Okay, cool.
In West Oakland.
What's your timeline look like? Do you have a lease coming up, or?
You know, we're on a month to month. So, but time is of the essence. We want to get into a place really quick.
Okay, nice. Well, based on this one, there's a couple other properties that I think are worth checking out. So I'm going to grab some appointments for those too. So if you could set aside some extra time, we'll go tour those, and then we can just really kind of get an idea of what's out there.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to text you a follow-up so you have all the information. I will check in with you shortly. And hey, now I'm tripping because I'm thinking about the survey and I didn't prepare for that. I'm breaking character, which you're not supposed to do. But one thing we want to hear too is acknowledging the survey. You can also do it in text. I think that it's better to do it on the second call because you have established a little bit of value. But, you know, you could say something like, okay, cool. Well, you're going to be getting this customer satisfaction survey from Zillow. My goal is to provide you with excellent service, and I hope I've been doing that so far. And if that's it for now, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 12:30.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Well, holler at me if you have any questions in the meantime. Otherwise, looking forward to seeing you at 123 Main Street.
Good stuff. Awesome. Awesome. And I, you know, the thing about this is that obviously there's some personalization to it, but that question, where are you at in the home buying journey? You guys are going to get a lot of information from them, right? And then you'll get to know like, oh, it's me and my lady, it's my kids, we have a dog, great, lease is up, we're sick of paying rent, we're so excited. And it's just a way for you to, you know, start your rapport building. So good stuff. Let's go to the next person. Let's go to Omar. All right, Omar.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, call me.
Ring, ring, ring.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Elias, how you doing? This is Omar again with EXP Realty. We spoke
Hi.
earlier about, hey, what's going on, man? We spoke earlier about your interest in 123 Main Street.
Yes.
Awesome, man. I got good news. So I was able to book that appointment for Wednesday at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
So just to give you an idea of what's going to happen next, I'm going to be sending over a form. It's a PED form. It basically just ensures that everybody that's going to be entering the property is doing so safely, just to keep us, you know, healthy and keep that coronavirus away from the whole situation. So look out for that. Also, is there anybody else that's going to be touring for it or with you?
Yeah, it's going to be myself and my lady.
You and your lady. Okay, awesome. So if you can send me her first and last name and also her email so I can add her onto that form as well.
Okay.
All right, cool. So question, man, where are you at in your home buying journey?
Yeah, we're early. This is first time we're doing this, man.
Cool, man. Well, it's going to be a pleasure to go ahead and help you guys find your first home. Where do you live now?
We live in Pinole.
Live in Pinole. Okay. And then as far as like your timeline, I know this is you're just starting, but is there any timeline that I should be aware of?
The sooner the better.
Sooner the better. Okay, great. Well, I mean, just based on that and the property that you sent over, there are a few others that I think would be worth checking out. So I'll go ahead and book those for us as well. Just like I said earlier on our first call, just put aside about an hour so we can take a look at those and make the best use of your time.
Yep.
Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and text you some more information about our appointment. And if there's anything that you need leading up to it, feel free to reach out, man. I'm always available.
Cool. All right, Omar. Well, I look forward to meeting you.
Likewise, man. And one more thing, you'll get a customer service satisfaction survey from Zillow. My job is to provide you with excellent customer service, and I hope I've been able to do that for you up to this point. And again, man, if you need anything, feel free to reach out.
Cool. Awesome. We'll
Cool.
do.
All right, looking forward to it. I'll see you on Wednesday.
Cool.
Take it easy.
I love it, and everyone has their own unique style. That's what I love about you guys. Omar has this tone about him. Once again, tone. It's super inviting and laid back. I think that there was an opportunity because I have kids, all right, and that there's kids in the mix, right? So. So it's me and my wife, Awesome. Who else is going to live in the house, right? Like to find out a little bit more, because for you, if they have children, there's an instant rapport builder for you. Oh my God, I got a 2-year-old, I have a 4-year-old, I have kids running around. So it's like, it's an instant bond, father to father. So I think that there's a layer deeper there that you could have gone to on the motivation. Obviously, we don't need to have a kumbaya right on this call, but overall, man, I thought that was really, really good. So good stuff, Omar. How about you, man?
I tripped up on that COVID part. I was like,
yeah, I think like
I was trying to catch myself after. I was like,
and we heard, you can tell when someone's tripped up, and I obviously did it a few times in my call, like, and then you say stuff like, oh, trying to just keep that situation out of here. So like, you can tell when someone's just tripping up. So we're not going to judge you too hard on that. But it's like, it's one of those things that, those spots where you do trip up, those are spots that like, okay, I should have a script. I should have 2 lines that I just like are automatic when I'm explaining this. But yeah, I think that like follow-up questions, that where are you at in the home buying journey is a tough one to kind of rehearse, because it depending on what they say and how much information you get from them, it'll dictate what you say. But I think it's good because it'll lead you to questions that at least could figure out like what you should be trying to get out of there is their timeline, their motivation, and your follow-up questions on what they said, work towards that. So it again, in these like role play calls, it's hard to naturally like build rapport because it's not a natural setting. But your tone's confident. You can tell that like it's on a real call, there would be a little bit more flow to it. This is just a weird situation.
Yeah, for sure. So let's get more weird. Samantha, I'm gonna have you do a follow-up call. Let's continue the weirdness. All right.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right. So call me.
Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Elias. It's Samantha with EXP Realty calling you back in regards to 123 Main Street.
Hi.
Hi. Yes. So we were able to lock in that time tomorrow to go preview it. But listen, I did send you some other properties to check out that we can preview as well. We discussed that in our previous call. Let me know if there's any you're not interested in so that we can take those off the list.
Okay.
Okay, great. So I do need a little bit more information before we move forward. Is there going to be anybody else previewing the home with us tomorrow?
Yeah. So it's me and my lady and our kids.
Very good. I'm looking forward to meeting your lady and your children. Okay, so I'm going to be sending over a PED form, which basically is COVID protocol and basically explains that we need to respect social distancing and wear a mask, keep it sanitary. I'm going to send that over for you to sign and your lady, just so we can keep track of everybody who's in the house. A couple more questions. Where are you at in the home buying journey?
We're here. We're just starting.
Just starting. How exciting. So you're a first-time home buyer?
Yes.
Very good. Where do you currently live?
El Cerrito.
El Cerrito. Okay, great. Well, I'm happy to help you look at some homes in Oakland, and it's going to be exciting to check out the new area. What's your timeline and goal of getting into a new home?
Soon as possible. I mean, our rent's not going down anytime soon.
Okay, sounds good. And what's your motivation?
Stability.
Totally understandable. Security, stability, and COVID, everybody's looking for a little more stability, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So one more thing before I end this phone call. You will be getting a Zillow review customer service survey, and just keep an eye out for that. My goal is to provide optimal service, and yes, hopefully I can do that.
Okay.
Okay, great. I'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and I look forward to meeting your family.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. So Samantha, obviously you are a take charge type of person, but I want to see a little bit more of this, right? So when I called, you said, "Hi, great." It's like, "Here, I have some information for you. Listen." And like, I love that because you take charge. I think if we did your disc profile right now, you would be high on the D, right? Because you were direct, you're straight shooter and to the point. Now, let me ask you a question. How old are my kids?
I don't know. Because I didn't ask.
And because it was like you were so business, I gave you an entry that should have been almost a moment, whether you use the word or not. Aw, cool. How old? Right? There should have been a pause there. It was kind of like you just breezed past it. Like, I got kids. Yeah, but like, that's important, right? Oh my God, awesome. How big are they? Are school districts important? Tell me a little bit. Like, there was an opportunity for you to have a awe moment. That's
Build
why
a connection.
having a little bit more heart. It felt like you were in charge. It felt like it was super, super business. You got me. I understand that, but I wanted to let us in a little bit. Let us in. Everything else was really, really good. You could button up on the survey part of it, and obviously we fumbled. It's okay. This is new, but yeah, I would recommend that you, when you're thinking about the motivation, that you allow them to come to you just a little bit and ask them layered questions about them and their family. That's my advice to you on that follow-up call. Johnny boy.
Yeah, you definitely are like direct, but I think there was like some energy there. It's funny because sometimes seeing people, I think like now I'm thinking about like, okay, if I couldn't see you, because like I could see you smiling, and I think that almost like made it feel like a little more energetic. And now I'm like, okay, if I couldn't see her, maybe it is a little bit more like just direct and business-like.
Next time I'll turn my video off.
But yeah, the questions were good, I think, and it is tough with a lot. I think in a more natural setting, the like the answers to the follow-up questions would be a little easier to work off of. Like Elias is making it tough with just like, yes, this, what, like, and it's good because it's you are going to get people like that, and you want to kind of break them down a little bit and get a little bit more out of them. But Elias is making it, tough as it should be in a situation like this to figure out like, okay, he said this, what's my next step? Because he's giving you very little to go work off of. But yeah, good example. Like, how old are your kids? Warm
it up.
Yeah, warm it up a little bit, and then just practice. Get a script down for the survey. Like you obviously are working on it, and then again, like seeing your face, like you could hear it, but I also knew you totally tripped up on the survey thing because of the face that you made. But same thing, just having like an automatic 2-3 lines where you just check out, deliver your survey script, move on to the next thing. But
are both of these scripts on Slack? I saw the first one. Is the second one on Slack?
No, because the second one, there's not really like a script. It's going to be more like, you ask questions, and then based on your skill and experience from being in real estate is how you handle the second call. The only, I would say, scripted part of the second call is mentioning the survey in there somewhere. But honestly, like if you feel more confident following up via text with the survey, like based on your rapport with the customer or the connection, then you can do that too. It's just we just want to make sure that you acknowledge the survey and the importance of providing good experience in the first 24 hours.
And this goes for everybody. People are not going to care about what we say. It's how we make them feel. And I want you to really like remember that, right? Rapport is something that when it happens, it's a beautiful thing. It could happen at the property, it could happen on the call, but you have to think about that. Like how can I ask really great questions to get to know who these people are, right? Because once you are in rapport and you find out what truly motivates them, that's when loyalty is built. So mechanically, you have everything that you need to do right. So let's go to Patrick. And then I think for essence of time, we'll stop at Patrick. So go ahead, Patrick.
All right. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hey, Elias. It's Patrick Nissen with EXP Realty. Just returning the call.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, so I got a bunch of great news here. So first of all, 123 Main Street. It's official. We can get in at 2 p.m. I also went ahead. I know we talked about seeing some other properties in the Maxwell Park area. Went ahead and got those scheduled as well, back to back. So we can just knock out a few houses and see what you think. And in addition to that, what I'm going to need is your email. I'm going to be sending you what's called a PED form. And the PED form is essentially breaking down the COVID protocol of sort of what we need to make sure that we're aware of upon entering these properties. A lot of it is just, essentially sanitizing your hands, making sure that if you're touching any light switches, I follow up with a wipe, stuff like that. So yeah, but I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great opportunity to take a look at some of these properties.
Cool.
Do you have any questions, by the way? Out of curiosity, where are you in the home buying journey? I want to make sure that we're all on the same page about where you're at right now, so I can make sure you're.
So we're just starting.
Just starting. Oh, that's exciting. And is it just going to be you, or is it going to be? Are you bringing anyone with you?
So yeah, it's going to be my wife, Jen.
Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, well, it'll be a great opportunity for you two to sort of discuss the properties. And in addition, I'm going to make sure, I know you were curious about Maxwell Park and it being competitive. I'm going to do my best prior to showing up to be armed with as much information as possible about what you can expect based on recent market data, so that, you're really up to speed going into this.
Cool.
Great. So one last thing, it would mean a ton if you take a look at the Zillow survey that they're going to be sending you. I know that, we got a long journey ahead of us, but I hope I've been a lot of help thus far, and I look forward to being a lot of help in the near future here.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
All right, Elias. Well, look forward to seeing you and the wife soon, and let's go get you a dream home. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Cool, Patrick. Awesome,
Thanks.
man. Love it. Good stuff. So I think it's really, really good. Some more opportunities once again on the personal side of it. With Jen and I, any kids, a good follow-up question, right? Yeah, because you said who else is going to be touring with you, but we don't know if there's any children, just rapport questions. And then I think the PED explanation was a little longer than what it needs.
Yeah, I felt that too.
The PED form just states that we're going to adhere to social distancing. It's a document that you need to sign since COVID. And it's really a pain in the neck, but we have to have you sign that, right? So it's just like, here's what it is. It's quick, it's easy. Make sure that we're adhering to social distancing. But overall, that was a really good follow-up call. Johnny boy, I know you have to run in a minute, so I just want to get to you.
Yeah, that was solid. Like good delivery. I liked how you remembered that, from the previous call, like you said, oh, I know we talked about how it was going to be competitive, and so I liked how you brought that back up again. Because then that makes them feel like, oh, this guy's listening to my questions and concerns. So that I think that's a good from a establishing yourself as a professional, bringing something back out, a question from your first call. I like that move. But then you said, I'm going to do my best. I know. Yeah, I think I think we want to we don't want to sound like we know it all, but we want to sound like we're just
in control.
In control.
There's no guessing.
And, yeah, I'm gonna do my best. Was I might do a bad job.
I know.
But I bonus points for kind of circling back to that question, because that'll go a long way with some people. And yeah, Pete, work on the PED explanation. Everyone should have a PED script, just like a survey script. If there's a couple things that we really want to polish, when you talk about the PED and when you talk about the survey, it should sound like it's something you've delivered 1,000 times. So everybody working on the individual way of how they're going to explain those is important for these follow-up calls. But I like these follow-up calls because it's giving us more polishing points, because those first calls are getting pretty dialed.
Yeah, because what we're going to really dive into is the motivation, right? And how are you guys setting the tone for what's next? They have to know that when they're with Patrick, man, he came through, told us he was going to call us back in 15 minutes. He called us back in 9 minutes, right? He said he was going to set up some other homes. We got 3 homes that we're going to see. Now you guys are going to get a calendar invite. It's going to have the flow of all the homes that we're going to see. It's going to have the addresses. It's going to be a link with home details and photos. So if you guys have any questions, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Make sure to be there on time. I'll be there. Looking forward to meeting everyone, right? It's like, it is clear, concise. Here's what's happening. And that's what's going to happen through the entire sales transaction. So you guys, great fucking job.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Keep up good work. Holler with any questions. I got to jump to another Zoom, but
Yeah, me too.
I'm loving how everyone's attacking this, and always here.
So happy. All right, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Great job.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.